bumped into Nina the other day.
What's she up to now?
More surgery.
You're joking. What's she gonna done this time?
Ear reduction.
Kind of serious over all those curls.
I know.
Can make a dozen sweaters out of her lot.
Well, she's had them reduced.
What, her sweaters?
No, her ears.
What else is she up to these days?
Well, she's never been the same since.
Yes, I know. How's her nose now?
Pointing north still.
Didn't they grind that down or whatever they do?
Oh, they couldn't apparently. There's a bone in the way.
Oh, awful. Did she ask about...
No.
Good.
She did say, though, that she saw you both.
Where? When?
At home.
What do you mean at home?
Well, that's where she always is.
I don't understand.
Well, she stands across the road from your house, looking in.
What?
I play Corinna. She's quite a difficult woman, and it's quite a challenge to play her, I have to say. She's been recently widowed, and her husband was a famous artist, a sort of bad boy of the art world. And she's coming to terms with the loss, but there's also underlying that a lot of dysfunction in her family, and I suppose in many ways it's an inheritance from her husband, so there's quite a lot of complexity in the character and the relationships.
What are you putting it?
Milk. One sweetener, one sugar. No rat poison.
You joke, but I wouldn't put it past him.
Who? And I thought she was making you up.
Oh.
Unless you're a mass hallucination. Take it you're not.
You, the son-in-law.
You have the advantage.
You startled me.
Oh really? Well I am sorry.
That's okay.
Oh, how generous of you.
David Merchant.
Well, now you're in, what do you want?
I want to talk. Just talk. I have to... I need to tell you something.
I don't want to know.
This is hard.
Not today.
Look, my point is...
I wrote it originally about 2 to 3 years ago, and I had a temping job in a property company because I'm an actress, so I was out of work. And there was a lady there who worked in HR who was so boring that I made up a story about her in my spare time, and it ended up being The Benefit of Time and the character of Debbie.
I'm Debbie Green. I'm single. I live in Walton-on-Thames in Surrey. I've worked in the West End, Regent Street, for nearly 3 years. My family are in Esher, not too far away. My brother followed my father into the city. Oh, you see, we're not that interesting, are we? Where was I? Oh, yes. I work in human resources. I know about people. It used to be called personnel, but they changed it in the caring 90s. It's a new strategic word. Oh, sorry. This is all superfluous to the story, isn't it? It all started in April last, my 40th birthday. There is a company collection on such special occasions, the total of which, I suppose, is a barometer to one's popularity. As I didn't drink, smoke, or take part in social activities, mitts I suppose. They raised £37.50. As there were 91 employees at PPL, Prince Properties Limited, 4 temporary staff and 1 security guard, it worked out, taking into account absences, circa £1/3 each. There were murmurs of credit crunch, but I knew nobody liked me.
Play the two roles and they're very, very different, and also because she becomes this other person, that also affects the character of Debbie, and it sort of brings her out of her shell and she becomes more confident, and so the two characters actually go on a journey.
My name's Phil Dennison. I've been an actor in Manchester for the last 30 years or so. We're doing a production of Geoffrey Bernard's Unwell by Keith Waterhouse at Studio Salford at King's Arms in November, late November, the 17th to the 20th. It's a play about a columnist who used to write for a number of magazines in London, who was a habitual drunkard, loser, failure, and kind of worthless person. The best anecdote I can think about him is that when he actually died, he died on the same weekend as Princess Diana and Mother Teresa. He died just between the two of them, so that he was completely obscured by, in terms of any kind of press coverage, by the fact that this had happened, which seems to sum up the entirety of his life. He was born in 1932, probably by mistake, covered from head to foot in eczema. One of the first things he did was to wet the bed, and he continued to do so until he was 15. A weak, thin-skinned and oversensitive boy, he had few friends at school. He usually chose to sit at the very back of the classroom so that he could play with himself unobserved. His early obsession with sex was to prevent him from obtaining any worthwhile academic honours. By the time he left school, he had become a chain smoker and compulsive writer of letters to Veronica Lake. In 1946, he paid his first visit to Soho, and from that point, he was never to look forward.
Celebrate the success and enthusiasm that has enabled Unwell Productions to become the success that it has achieved this year. Can we just dim the lights